So today I am out in the Caribou Mountains exploring an old abandoned gold mining town. The name of this town is Caribou City, and it was founded in 1870, I believe, and a whole bunch of Chinese miners came up here and did a bunch of hydrosluicing. And I'm currently standing on what looks like where they brought the water pipe up for the hydrojets. Let me turn you around and kind of show you what it looks like. Okay, so this big metal pipe right here looks like it was the protection to protect the water pipe that brought water all the way up there to where most likely the head of the jet was. Now further down there's a whole bunch of tailings that I'll show you in a second, but I kind of want to show you this pipe and talk about what I think it is. I'm not 100% sure, but I kind of want to just go over what it looks like and what I think it is. Okay, so this was that pipe that was being covered by this big metal thing. It's running up there, and here's a broken off piece. You can tell it's got this weaved fabric material, and I'm pretty sure that is actually asbestos. I know back early 50s, 40s, they used asbestos for pretty much everything, including water pipes, and asbestos is a lot lighter than steel, so it would make sense to carry all this up here. Haven't done a ton of research, but these bolts suggest it's definitely a lot newer than when this mine was founded in the 1870s, because they didn't have a whole bunch of machining capabilities. But yeah, pretty neat. There's a whole bunch of asbestos pipe up here, and just all around there's remnants, old steel pipe, just everywhere. There's a whole bunch of stuff from the old mining age. And later down in a little bit, we're going to go down to where the main mine was, and I'll show you kind of a panoramic of all the information there. But it's pretty cool up here. Okay, so right now we are in this big old bowl, and you can tell where they would shoot the water jets at the side of the mountain, and all of the slurry of stuff would come down the center, and this is probably where they would have some kind of sluice box or something down the line to capture the gold. You can see there's a whole bunch of old pipes just laying around, pipe up there, pipe here, pipe up there, and there's a thicker pipe down there that I'm pretty sure supplied the high pressure water. But yeah, they just come in and blast this hillside with water and flush all the gold and rock down the center. So here's that really thick pipe I was shown earlier, and you can tell, I'm pretty sure it's a water pipe because it has places for an O-ring to seal, and it's most likely the pressurized water pipe because of those seals. So this is probably what they're pumping the huge amounts of water up with to supply their jets. Pretty cool stuff. Okay, so this is the giant tailings pile from all the hydrosluicing. It just goes all the way up and down this gorge, all the way down for probably a quarter or half a mile of just nothing but tailings piles. In this tailings, you can kind of see what rocks there were. I'm pretty sure these kind of rocks are where all the gold was coming from. Either that further up the mountain or some quartz deposits. There's a whole bunch of quartz rocks through here. And there was a glacier that came through here, and it brought all of the gold down, and it kind of ground it up into a really fine dust, and that's why they started mining here, because the glacier deposited it all on this side. I'll show you more at the information post, but it's pretty cool. Okay, so on this rock, you can actually see the signs that this was a glaciated area. You can see the marks where the glacier would drag rocks across this one, and you can see where, however this rock was situated, the glacier was flowing down this way or down that way. But you can tell all the scratch marks, and that's how all the gold got put in this area, was that glacier. Yeah, so this rock, this style of rock, looks like where all the gold came from. You can see these little pockets with a whole bunch of either sulfides or pyrite stuff, and usually the gold, when it comes out of solution, out of the superheated fluid, it deposits alongside these sulfides, oxides, and pyrites. And you can see this rock has it all through. All this shiny stuff is the area that the gold would precipitate out with, and it would end up in the rock, usually quartz, but it can come along with a whole bunch of other types of stuff. So this is where all the gold came from, and hopefully we can go up the mountain and see if we can find some veins of this stuff. Okay, so this is kind of the information signs they've got up in this area, and it gives the history and what they found and what they were looking for throughout this whole area. And it's right next to this old cabin that came down who knows how long ago, but just one of the old mining cabins up here. And this was where the town sat. This was Caribou City. Pretty cool stuff. There's a lot of good information in this about all types of deposits, what it was in, where everything was located. So if you ever come to old mining towns, definitely read stuff like this. It'll give you a lot of information. It'll show you what you need to be looking for when you go prospecting. Okay, so Caribou City is about a mile down that creek, but we drove probably another 45 minutes to an hour up a different mountain road. And here you can see old hard rock mining claims. I think this one, we're on the corner of an active claim right now, but you can see all the old mining equipment. Got a boiler thing, I think for the water, grizzly bars up there, all sorts of really cool stuff. And you've got all of this old, I guess not old, but all of this ore. This is where all the gold came from for all of Caribou City. You can see that little pocket of pyrites down there. Just this whole hillside is littered with tailings piles, ore, and old mining equipment. This thing is sweet. I'm pretty sure this is some kind of boiler. You can see, looks like where water would come through after being heated up inside here. You can see it's kind of blown open, like it might have exploded at some point. Okay, so I decided to climb up the tailings pile and look for a tunnel. And right there you can see there's an old collapsed mine right there. We'll go walk up and poke around a little bit, see if we could maybe find a small opening. But I bet there's old mines all through here. There's probably another one back in there. So yeah, we just walked up to where the old mine shaft was, or tunnel. You can see it's pretty collapsed. Just big old rock just kind of sloughed down on it. Kind of a bummer, but maybe we'll be able to find one that hasn't collapsed somewhere. Okay, so I just climbed up another tailings pile. You can see this is some kind of test trench, I think. Could maybe be mine shaft. Looks like it might be collapsed. But you can see the vein structure they're going after right here. This stretch. There's their vein they were going after, and there's some good looking stuff in here. Like, look at this rock. Look at that vug in there. Stuff looks so good. I wish this wasn't on a claim, because I would love to take some samples from this and be able to see if I could find anything in it. Yeah, it looks like it could maybe be collapsed down there, but here's their vein they were chasing all throughout the rock, and vugs just everywhere. Look at this. It looks like it was a whole just pocket of sulfides that fell out of the rock, kind of like this one, but it is just rusted out, come out of all these rocks. Like, it almost looks like it's a geode of sulfide pockets. This stuff looks awesome. Okay, so we just rolled up on another collapsed mine or foundation or something. This could be a mill site maybe. Got a big old boiler again, and there's these two cables right here. Those run up the mountain and keep going. I walked up there a little bit to follow them, but I don't know if we'll go follow them today. There's definitely a lot of workings in these hills. Okay, so we've also found an old miner's cabin. Probably the guys who were working those mines up there. Look, they had a tin roof and everything. It's pretty freaking cool. Here's the entrance to the cabin, and you can see the mining claim information up here. And a whole bunch of people who've scratched their names that have come up here to visit. And there's a whole bunch on that wall too. Well, if we get hungry, some wild raspberry plants. Pretty tasty. Okay, so I left the wife down at the truck to take a nap, and we're gonna go hike up and follow those cables up the mountain to see what they lead to. Okay, so as I was hiking up, came to this little spring, and in it, there was this little tiny railroad tie. Let's see if we can get it to focus. Little tiny guy. Really cool. I'm gonna keep that. That's freaking sweet. And look at the spring, at the head of the spring, there's this old wheel, a whole bunch of teeth to ratchet up. We're gonna keep following those and hope they go a little bit further. Okay, so I got to the end of those cables. Looks like they were probably anchored to something up there. So we're gonna go up there, see what it was anchored to. Beautiful view. That has easily got to be one of the steepest hikes I have done. But look at this. Old wheel, more old cable. Doesn't look like they were mining here. Looks like this was just an anchor spot. You can see there's a cable, goes up there. We're gonna go see where that goes. But I'm pretty sure they just came up here to anchor their stuff down for the mines down below me. But let's hike up and see what's at the top. So I just climbed up over. That cable is anchored to a tree over there. But look, there's workings all up through here. So we're gonna walk around, see what we can find. Okay, well, I'm glad I did not decide to turn around, because mine shaft, this is the kind of stuff I've been looking for. Let's go hike up over there and see if we can look down. So yeah, it is definitely collapsed down there. You can see the timbering. I definitely don't want to go down there just in case it's super loose, but we'll toss a rock on there, see if anything happens. Still don't really trust it, but hopefully there's more workings like that around here. Holy crap. I cannot get over the view. This is beautiful. Okay, so it looks like we've got another collapsed tunnel up in there because it leads out to this huge tailings pile. Man, I was really hoping I could find something not collapsed, like a tunnel I could go into for just a second, but it's not looking like it. This looks like a small outcropping of a vein or a piece that rolled down from way up there somewhere. Looks like there might be some workings right there, so I'm gonna go hike up to that. But then I'm also gonna maybe go hike up that and see what's up there. Okay, well, there are no workings where I thought there would be, but it is absolutely gorgeous up here. Like, look at all these mountains. It is beautiful. The fresh air, the trees. This is easily the most beautiful hike I've been on. Definitely God's country, that's for sure. It's gorgeous up here. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I personally had a blast doing this video. I got to drive on some really fun mountain roads, see some really cool old workings, old mine stuff, just all the history of the area and everything was fantastic for me to learn. If you guys want to see more videos like this, please let me know. I love doing stuff like this. I could also really use some information and guidance on how to actually find better places to go with open mine shafts around Idaho Falls. Within like a 2-hour driving distance is about what I can reasonably do. I also didn't do any panning or sampling here because there's a lot of claims in the area and I just don't know where they start, where they end. I did research on the BLM's website, but according to the maps, I should have been able to take samples in areas that had claim posts with information on them. So if you guys have any tips or tricks on letting me, or on figuring out how to find claims and be able to avoid them and be able to take samples in areas without being on someone else's claim, that would be great. I would really appreciate it. Anyways, I hope you guys have a wonderful day and I will see you in the next video.